Welcome to Vintage Variety. Today I am going antiquing and I'm going to bring you guys along with me. We're going to take a tour of this antique store and I'll show you my finds at the end of the content. I'm not exactly sure, but I believe this is called cranberry glass. I do have a really nice vase at home like that. I also spotted something else over here, these milk glass snack trays. I have a set of these at home in my milk glass collection. This store has lots of neat things, so we're going to browse around and see what all we can see. Maybe I'll find some good items today. They have a lot of pieces of milk glass in this store. Milk glass is not that hard to find. I run across it in antique stores and thrift stores. The fitting pieces like this one are going to be a little bit more expensive, and this store does have quite a bit of fitting. I collect milk glasses simply because it is something that I really enjoy collecting. Lots of dishes here. I always like to look and see if they have items that are really unique. Like, look at this. That's a double boiler. A really pretty vase. Some of this stuff is, just junk. And some of it is actually really nice collectible items. And you run into that a lot in the antique stores here in the South. This is really pretty. I think that this is something that I wouldn't necessarily want to own, but I like it. Another thing that I run across quite often are beer steins. Some of them are worth good money, and some of them are just collectible items that people collect just for the fun of it. I do have quite a collection myself, and eventually I will get around to doing content on them. Now we are at the jewelry. I don't see anything here that I like, but there is a booth right beside it that has a sale going on. The antique stores in our area, I had a friend that had an antique shop and an antique booth for many years. And usually the way it goes is one person owns the entire building, or they rent the entire building, and they rent out small booths to other vendors. And often when you run across a booth where everything's 50% or 70% off, it's because that person is closing down their booth. And that's what it looks like is going on here with this booth. So I'm going to look really closely through their jewelry. I believe I will probably find some items to take home with me today. I have found one item. I kind of like the plastic link necklace, but I have something similar to that at home, and this one is not signed, so I'm probably just going to leave it behind. This is cute. They have a case here with more jewelry in it. I'm going to look closely through it and see what all I can see. Well, first off, I really like this. So I'm probably going to get the necklace and earrings. Some more items down here in the bottom. Some nice bracelets. They have lots of nice vintage scarves in this booth also. Well, I did find some jewelry. We're going to move along and look at the rest of the items in this store. My cousin is shopping with me today, and I'm really having a great time spending the day with her. Some pictures, lots and lots of glasswares. I really like that dish on the bottom there. That's a really nice decorative item. And of course, I cannot go to an antique store without having a look at some of the vintage hats. Look at that one. I love how they put the brooch. This is really nice. I like this a lot. A bean pot. Some more vintage hats. You guys know I do love vintage and antique purses, so I have to take a look at these. That does it for this antique store, and I'm going to show you the items that I managed to find today at the end of the content. The first item I'm going to show you is a vintage item, but I did not purchase it at the antique store today. During the video, I mentioned that my cousin was antiquing with me, and this was a gift from her. I wanted to share this with you guys, and I think you'll really enjoy looking at it. This is in an old green velvet case, and as usual, velvet just loves to attract lint and things like that. I really need to take a lint roller to this, and I'll probably do that when I'm finished recording. Let's open it up and I'll show you what's inside. First, we have a set of vintage ladies' gloves, and look how tiny these are. There's no way that these would fit my hands. I've always considered my hands to be kind of short and wide. So whoever wore these had very small, narrow hands. These are buttery soft. They feel as though they're made out of suede leather. In fact, I do think that's what they're made out of. Let's have a look at the inside of them. They are marked on the inside with what I believe is just a manufacturer's mark, but I do see a 6. So I assume that that is the size of these gloves. And by looking at the inside, these are leather gloves. They're a suede leather. I'm sure you've already noticed inside of this case, there is a very old vintage brush and mirror set. I'm going to give you a closer look at it because this set is made out of celluloid, sometimes called French ivory. Celluloid was one of the old early plastics. They made a lot of different things out of it, such as these, and also jewelry. I've done content about celluloid, and I'll leave a link to it in the description box below this video in case you're interested. This is the mirror, and the mirror I'm being very careful with because it does have a crack in it. That is one thing about celluloid. You have to be very cautious about how you store the pieces. They will crack over time. They will get what is known as celluloid rot. And you also have to be careful about storing them near heat because celluloid is a very highly flammable material. I thought you guys would get a kick out of seeing this. I really enjoy all kinds of vintage and antique items, and this was a very sweet and thoughtful gift from my cousin, and it's something that I will treasure. So now let's move on, and I will show you the pieces of jewelry that I managed to find today. Now I'm going to show you the items that I ended up purchasing today at the antique store. I didn't purchase a lot of items. This is going to be a small haul, and all of them came from the booth that we looked through that had the items on clearance. I'm going to start with this gorgeous coral-colored floral necklace. I have a necklace that's almost identical to this, but it's in a different or rather lighter color, more of a clear color. But this really caught my eye. I love floral jewelry, and this is just a beautiful piece. I love how the flowers are put together. I love the small rhinestones that are set into the center of it. This just looks like a really great piece to wear during the summer. And the color light peach is going to be a very popular color in clothing, and my guess is jewelry also this year. And this does have a tag on it. This is a wonderful J. Crew piece. Hopefully you guys can see the marking on that. Pieces of J. Crew jewelry are good quality. I like the way they make their jewelry. All of the pieces are usually very well made. For example, this necklace, each of the flowers have these individual pieces for the petals. So anytime I run across J. Crew, I do pick the pieces up. As I've already mentioned, I have a necklace that's similar to this one, just in a different color. So I'm not sure if I will keep this one or list it in my eBay store. I also picked up these earrings, and they are also in kind of a peachy, dark peach or coral color. And what I really liked about these is they go well with this necklace. Either pair of these earrings would look great with this necklace if I wanted to combine them and have everything in the same color family. The floral earrings even have rhinestones in them that kind of match up with the rhinestones that are in this necklace. These are clip-on earrings. A lot of people don't like to wear clip-ons. It doesn't really bother me. I wear them every so often. And you can have clip-on earrings converted. But we're going to take a closer look at these and see if they're signed. I did look these over when I was in the antique store, and I didn't see any marking on the clips on the back. But I'm going to take them off the card and we'll check them on the inside just to be sure. I have ran across clip-on earrings that are signed in different places. They're not always signed on the back of the clip. I've seen them signed on the inside or even on the actual earring part itself. So that's what we're going to look for just in case. I could not do that in the antique store because I certainly wasn't going to open it and pull the tape off just to look at that before I'd purchase the item. So let's have a closer look at this. I don't see any markings on the inside of this one. And of course, there's none on the clip, so these are going to be unsigned. And I'm okay with that. It's wonderful to find a really nice piece of vintage jewelry that is signed. But if a piece isn't signed, if I like it, if I think it's in good condition and it was well made, I'll usually pick it up regardless to add to my personal collection. This is a pair I'm not sure if I will keep or not. It depends on whether I decide to keep the necklace. Looking at these are also unsigned, but I love the look of these. I like the color, of course, and I like how it has that marbled color throughout it. So it's kind of a dark peachy color, marbled with a light peachy color. So I think these are gorgeous. I'm going to show you a look at this one on the form just so you can see how pretty it is. You'll have to excuse my desktop. It is a little cluttered because earlier I had been going through things to list on eBay. But I really like this. I like the color. I like the style. As I've mentioned many times, I do have a weakness for florals and floral jewelry. Now look at these earrings beside this necklace. Talk about a good way of pairing jewelry up. It's just finding pieces that are in similar colors or that you think would go well together. And I think these two pieces would make a great match. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that these two go good together? The earrings are just a shade darker, but I think they look great. I also wanted you to see how these earrings look with this necklace. I'm going to zoom in on this because these earrings do look much darker, but when you look at it really close, you can see that the lighter color that swirled through these earrings is pretty much an exact match for the colors in this necklace. So I think that either pair of earrings would look really great. The last item that I purchased, and it was from the same booth, was this Monet necklace. See if I can get it untangled and give you guys a good look. What I really liked about this is this was a longer necklace. And this one has a hook closure. I'm going to try to zoom in on this so you guys can get a look at the signature mark on it. I doubt my camera is going to pick it up. And if it doesn't, I'll try to include a photo so you can see. But it's marked there on the closure, Monet. And it also has another marking on it that I'll show you. Here is the other marking. Hopefully it will come in clear enough so that you guys can see it. I am having some difficulties, but this is marked on the actual part of the necklace, and it's also marked Monet. I did look in the Monet book when I got home just to make sure this wasn't a book piece, and it's not. I love Monet jewelry. I think this is a beautiful necklace. I have quite a large collection of Monet. And I'm probably not going to keep this one simply because I don't want to add to what I already have. I feel like I have enough pieces, so I'll most likely list this one in my eBay store. But I think this is a great piece to add to any collection. Here's a look at this on the form. I really like the design of this. It's almost like it's done in a teardrop shape. I also like the back. I have it adjusted very small on the back, but this can be made longer to wear as a longer length. I think this would be a really nice piece to layer with other pieces of Monet, especially pieces in the gold tone. And I think that this would look good layered with some pearls, some glass beads, or even multiple gold chains. I just really like the way this necklace is put together. You guys let me know, out of all the pieces that I found today, which ones were your favorite. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to share these items with me. If you haven't already, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on more content about collecting vintage and antique items. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.